হ্যালো টেস্ট 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 হ্যালো ঠিক আছে এবার হ্যালো ওকে অনেক বই হয়েছিল আর লেকিন এবার কাজ করো
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
দেখি সাইড দিয়ে আসে না বাহ খুব স্যাটিসফাইং মারতে এদিকে আগে মজাই মজা শুরু করা যাক তাহলে অবশেষে ক্লোরিন্ডের হিস্টোরি অনলক অ্যাকসেপ্ট কোয়েস্ট জাজমেন্ট ডে আচ্ছা কোয়েস্টের নাম কি কোয়েস্টের নাম চলে গিয়া সাইলেন্ট নাইট নাকি কোথায় কোথায় অবভিয়াসলি ফন্টেনে কোর্ট অফ ফন্টেন এরিয়ার মধ্যে ওকে ফন্টেন এক্সপ্লোরেশন করবো এই হিস্ট্রি মিস্ট্রি শেষ করার পর থেকে
Huh? Do you also see Navia and Clorinde over there?
ওরা কি করতেছে
They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out what's going on.
দেখে তো মনে হচ্ছে ওরা চিল করতেছে
Still no dice?
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much everyone in the court of Fontaine already. Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine, he hid himself under his helmet as soon as he realized there'd be people around that he didn't know.
ডারপক ফেমিনে
What about Chiori and Charlotte? I feel like both of them would be more than up to it.
আচ্ছা চিওরি কি ফন্টেনিয়ান না নাকি ইনাজুমিয়ান
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off too, so I don't want to bother them either.
This is getting pretty difficult.
দুজন এক টাইমে মাথায় হাত দিছে ওগো ভালো মানাইছে দুজনেরই হেড আছে একটা মাথায় একটা স্ক্রিনশট হয়ে যাক সেলফি and one more selfie say cheese
Navia, Clorinde, what's up?
কি চলতেছে তোমাদের
Oh my. Well, if it isn't my dear partners. How are you all doing?
Fontanian 2 mummies, na?
Huh. Navia?
Huh? Oh, you mean...
Yep, this is our chance.
আঙ্গু দিয়ে কাম করে এটাই তো কাহিনী সবার এটাই তো ভাই করতেইছে থারে পুরো ওয়ার্ল্ডের মধ্যে কিছু করতেইছে মানুষের কাম আর বইন্ডে খোঁজা ছাড়া
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear partners, we've got a huge problem right now that only you can solve.
Okay.
Whoa, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted all our other options.
কি প্রবলেম তোমার বলো
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day
Mara, she'll say what now?
পাইমন এমন কিছু কইব আমি আগে থেকে বুঝেছি
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure club.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe? They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
That sounds super interesting.
Clorinde and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking for people to help playtest it for them. And when they asked,
তাই নাকি? এটা
of
জানতামই না।
course I couldn't refuse. I mean, come on, a brand new script? Nobody has ever played it before.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of issues, but I think this one is pretty solid. The author obviously put a lot of work into the story, and the world building is also quite credible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some of us haven't read it yet. No spoilers, please.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final player right now.
ডায়মন্ডে ওরা গনাই ধরে না লল।
So, you're saying you'll help us out? I knew I could count on you, partner.
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a package deal.
No,
Is
no,
that
no, no.
okay?
I don't
That's
know
not a problem.
Paimon.
I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players and
এটা
ensure that
Paimon
everyone
কে-
has a good time.
ও,
Well,
ভাই,
Traveler, what do you think? Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
Well, that solves our problem. You have our thanks.
একটা বড় কথা, ক্লরেন্ডের ভয়েস এসে লিগে অ্যাটাক অন টাইটানের জানি কয় মিকাসার ভয়েস জাপানিজ ডাবে একটু শুননেই তো দেখি একটু মিকাসা ভাই ভাই নাকি
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script manager from the club right away.
The script manager? Didn't you just say that you gave Clorinde the script?
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script. In this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script manager provides the next part of the script only after players have completed the current list of objectives.
ওকে
On top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes in real life. We'll only know where we should go once the
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote this script really did put in a lot of work.
আসলে স্ক্রিপ্ট রাইটারের উপরে
And it's
So,
got a real
you get
healthy
my
amount of
job done.
suspense, right? I mean, even the GM doesn't know how the story will end.
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
ওকে কি যেন করতেছিলাম আমি ওকে ওকে বুঝছি
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chioria Boutique. I'll come over with the script manager as soon as I find them.
চিওরিয়া বুটিক এটা মেবি চিওরির দোকান
Sounds good. Remember to always watch where you're going and don't rush.
এটা শুনছি সবচেয়ে বোরিং এটা এখনো খেলি নাই আমি ইউটিউবে মানুষ মানে অন্য দেশি মানুষের পাইলাম রিয়াকশন পাইলাম হেরা কইতাছে সবাই যে এটা ভাই এক একজন কইতাছে তো আমার ফেভারিট হিস্টোরি হেন তেন অবশ্য ফেভারিট হিস্টোরি এখন থেকে ভাই ইয়েরই ফরিনারি ওইটা এত বিট করতে পারবো না এটা তবু আমি খেলতেছি কজ একটু ট্রাই তো করতে হবে বন্দুক তো চালাইতে পারবো ক্লোরিন্ডে দিয়ে এনে এটাই হচ্ছে মেইন গোল
You say that like I'm 6 years old or something. Let me think. What kind of character should I play
ভিলেন
this
ভিলেন
time?
ভিলেন ভিলেন খেল ভিলেন পেলে করা উচিত নাবিয়ার তাও ইন্ডিয়ান ভিলেন একটা কালা চশমা লাগাইবো আর একটা বন্দুক লইবো হাতে মারতে যায় ঠাস করে নিজে পিটে যাবো
I just hope you'll pick up some useful skills
এনিওয়ে
this time.
টেরিফাইং ভাই কি
Oh,
খবর
and stop trying to persuade every animal you come across.
করো ডেইলি করো সাইলেন্ট নাইট স্টার্টেড এটা জাপানিজ ভয়েস শুনা দেয় না কয়েকটা ডায়লগ চিওরির দোকানে চলো, চিওরির দোকানে। চিওরিয়া পুঠি। কোন ভাষায় লেখছে আমি দেখি তো পড়তে পারবো কিনা। নিহঙ্গ তো না এরা। এখানে কার কার সাথে দেখা ও ভাই সাউন্ড দেখছো? হ্যাঁ আসলে মিকাসা ভাই ভাই ক্লোরিন্ডের ভয়েসে।
おや戻ってきたのかい？あれ旅人にパイモン？
驚いたよ。一緒に遊んでくれるのは君たちなのかい？
それにフリーナ、残り2人のプレイヤーってお前たちだったのか。お前たちもテーブルトークシアタークラブのメンバーなのか？
僕はあくまで幽霊部員って感じかな。あんまりイベントには参加してないんだ。ブーフドエテの館ではよく進行役としてリネットとフレミネに付き合って似たようなゲームをやってるけど。
কাগুয়ার ভি এ দিছে না? কাগুয়ার ভয়েস কোন কার? ফরিনার নাকি ইয়ের পাইমনের? আমি ধরতে পারতাছি না, তার আরেকবার ভালো করে শুনি।
プレイヤーとして参加するのは初めてだからみんなと一緒に楽しめるといいな。
এই কোনো কি জানি কয় রম কমেনেমের মনে করো যে থাকে না মেইন পাইমনেরটা কাগুয়ার। ওহো
僕はメンバーじゃない。ただ朝からクロリンデがうちのドアをノックする音で起こされてね。いいシナリオがあるって聞かされたから参加するって決めたんだ。
興味が終わりなら紹介しましょう。入会費用が4割引きになりますよ。
মিকাসার ভয়েস মাথা নষ্ট, সেই মিলছে ওর লগে ক্লোরেন্ডের লগে। মিকাসার ভয়েস একটা নাম জানি না, বাট ওরে মিকাসা কই আমি মনে করি।
それは今回のシナリオのクオリティを見てから考えるよ。楽しかったら入らせてもらうね。
I will join。
クロリンデはよくテーブルトークシアターをやってるのか？
クロリンデさんはクラブ屈指のベテランゲームマスターなんだよ。
ああ、まだ上下関係があった頃から噂には聞いてたよ。
ただの趣味だ。驚くほどのことでもない。
ただの趣味だ。
そうだったのか。厳かな決闘代理人としてのお前しか知らないからテーブルトークシアターの進行を取り仕切ってるとこなんて。
面白い冗談だ。プレイヤーを困らせたりしない。
あれ
仕事とプライベートは別だ。法廷での私はフォンテーヌの法律と規則を代表し、己の名誉を守りたい者に公平な決闘の機会を与える。市場は一切挟まずにな。しかしプライベートでは私も皆と同じごく普通の人間だ。怒ることもあれば悲しむこともある。
嘘だろ？君とあんなに。
あれはすべて仕事の時の私ですので。
সুদার ভয়েস মাথা নষ্ট。
そうだったんだね。プライベートでも君は気持ちの浮き沈みが少なそうだけど。
泣いているところが見たいのですか？それは少し難しいかもしれません。怒るのであればもう少し簡単なのですが。
いやいやいやいや、そういうわけじゃ。
ফরিনার ভয়েসটা মানাইছে ওর লগে, মানে একটা চেয়ারফুল মেয়ে বুঝায় না আরে, এরকম একটা ভয়েস। আগের হিস্টোরির মতো না, তো স্যাড ভয়েস না। অবশ্য ওইটার মধ্যে দেখতে একটু একবার চেক করে কেমন ভয়েস। আমি এটা ইউটিউবে খুঁজবো ওই হিস্টোরিটা, ফরিনার হিস্টোরির মধ্যে ওর ভয়েসটা কেমন, জাপানিজটা। ওকে, ইংলিশটা নেক্সট। অনেক হয়েছে জাপানিজ।
みんなただいま。紹介するね。こちらがシナリオ担当のフロリアンさん。
フロリアンさん。
皆さん、はじめまして。
はじめまして、フロリアンさん。
あれ？フロリアンも決闘代理人なのか？
ああ、いえ。これはクラブの保有している衣装です。ゲームで他のキャラクターを演じることがあるので。
大変な仕事だね。
大したことではありません。 プレイヤーによりストーリーに没入してもらい楽しんでもらうのが私たちの役目ですから。それでは簡単にご紹介しますね。
ডেইনের সাথে মিলে না সুদারটা। হ্যাঁ ডেইন হলে কি আসলে মানে রিডেলে কথাবার্তা কয়, তবুও ভাই সুদার ভয়েস শুনতে পারতেছি আমরা গেনশিনে এই বহুত।
今回のシナリオはファントムハンターの歴史をモデルにしています。
হ্যাঁ ইংলিশটা খুব ভালো আসলে।
皆さんにはとある時代のファントムハンターになりきって街で起きた一連の事件を解決していただきます。
ファントムハンターの歴史なんておいらそんなに知らないけど大丈夫なのか？
はい、全く問題ありません。簡単にご紹介しますね。
নানামি যখন মইরা জায়গা
ファン
লাস্ট
トムハ
লাইনটা
ン
যে
ターと
শুনকা
は
সুদা
特殊な剣術を受け継いで
ভয়েস
魔
ওভার
物を
করে
狩
ওর যা
り
অবস্থা
街を
ছিল
守る人々のことです。
ওর পেইনটা আমি হেন থেকে বুঝতে পারতাছিলাম, এত খারাপ লাগছে ওর। ওই মানে লাস্ট লাইনটা যে তো পারফেক্ট করে কইছে, তাও এটার কই ভাই প্রফেশনালিজম, বুঝছো? মারাত্মক। ও কাও এই কত কি রে উই আই আই আহ কি যেন একটা গান আছে, এটা শুরু করছে।
彼らに関する物語は昔々のレムリア王国、そして最初の狩人カッシュオドルの時代まで遡ります。詳細はまた皆さんご自身で調べてみてください。
ああ、私もやりながら詳しく説明しよう。
さて勇敢なハンターたちよ、未知なる冒険の旅に出る準備はできていますか？
ভয়েস ভালো হয়ে গেল। সাইড
一気にそれっ
ক্যারেক্টার
ぽくなってきたな。
いいでしょう。あなた方の決意に満ちた眼差しは確かなもののようです。
নারুতো তো মিস করছে
それ
অনেক
では
কিছু।
こちらへ。
এনিওয়ে
さあ
নারুতো কি খবর?
旅を始めてください。
ストーリーの流れに合わせて特定のシーンに向かうというわけかい？斬新なアイデアだね。それで手紙の内容は？
なんでも
第一段階
いや
のシーンの具体的な場所と会場、皆忘れ物がないよう持ち物を確認してくれ。準備ができたら一緒に指定の場所へ向かおう。
よーし、ファントムハンター招待出発。
এই তোমরা শুনবা পাইমন ওই নিজের নিজে কি কয়, মানে পাইমন জাপানিজ নামে নাম কি পাইমনের?
オイラだぞ。この音量で
オイラ
いいのか？
オイラ
ちゃんと
কয়।
聞こえるよな。
ওকে এনিওয়ে অনেক হইছে জাপানিজ ইংলিশ। পুরাটাই জাপানিজে কইতা, আপনার এই জাপানিজ কি কও পারলে? ডায়লগ বাজি পারো না, বাংজাপ করে লাইছো। আয়াকারটা শুনো, ভিএ পাইমন এরটা আয়াকারটা কেমনে? ও দাঁড়াও তো হুইনাহি দেখি তো আয়াকা কি কয়। ও চিনে না ওই ভাই। about পাইমন, about এর খোলে না, আমার লেভেলই আপ করি নাই। Anyway, or greetingsでশুরু করি。
稲妻神里流太刀術免許開伝神里彩香参ります。よろしくお願いします。
পাইমনের একটা আয়াকার ভয়েস দিছিল। পাইমন একটা আয়াকার ভয়েস দিছিল। ওকে, এটা মেবি ট্রাভেলারের মধ্যে হইব না? কোনখানে about আয়াকা নাকি?
パイモンにとってどんな怪物が印象深かった？
怪物か。
about imitating others.
退屈だ。元気が出ないぞ。
暇だし、騎士団の人たちのモノマネでもしてみない？
それって失礼だったりしないか？
騎士の謙虚さも兼ね備えてるとはな。
おい、もう始まってるのか？
いらな。こういうだ。about imitating
近くに
others.
動物でもいるのか？
違うよ。おいら、お腹空いたぞ。よし。今からオイラのために人参とお肉のハニーソテーを作れる幸運な旅人を一人決めるぞ。そんな幸運な旅人は一体誰になるのかな？
低いさあなた。Oke oke, good sih.
私に報告か？
Pamu na kuja. Quest kuri. কই যেতে হবে? ওরে ভাই এত দূরে কে হেঁটে যাবো? ওটা তো ভিতরে. What the hell? কেমনে যাম? হেঁটে যেতে হবে.
Laid bare.
অলস মানুষ তো কাম করাইতাছে গেনশিনে. আরে এরা যদি উল্টা দিতে পারতাম আমি বেচারা অবস্থা খারাপ এই যা যা নদীতে যা যা সাগরে যা 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 এই বলা
Body in mind.
করার নাই চেষ্টা করছি ওকে এনে দোকান লাগাইছে
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the phaetometer is here and ready to go for us.
The phaetometer? What's that?
It's a card that's used to determine
Na
action
bhai, na
success
bhai.
or failure.
Ogore mara
We'll
dorkar
need
nai.
to use it when we try to use certain skills.
And what about all the dessert and
প্যাসিভ
tea?
জিনিস ভাই
Is
Ogore
that
mara
for
লাভ
us as well?
That's what the message said.
হেসুম ইবিল ফিন হোমু হেসুম গা পুরা ইবিল ফিন হোমু
Really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
জেনারেল চ্যাটে একটা ভিডিও দিছি দেখেন কেমন হইছে
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than
এই সাউন্ড আইবার বহেনে
Reported for duty. If there are
Upstream
delicious
করমু
snacks
নাম
to
play.
be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great. But I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
ওকে
Very fair. Then, let us begin.
চলো কি গেম খেলবো দেখি
First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you and write down your name and profession.
ফুরি না কি লাগবো আমি তো এখন কোনো কাম করি না এমন কিছু লাগবো
You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. In this
Okay.
story, everyone is a marechaussee hunter. To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Ooh, nice.
As hunters, you have proficiency in swordsmanship and fighting by default,
খারাপ না
so there's no
চিলিং
need
একটা
to allocate any additional
history
skill
এটা।
points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this? Paimon's not sure she can do all that on her own. Maybe Paimon can just stick with you?
ও মাই গড অনেক লাউড দাঁড়াও তোমার ভিডিওটা দেখার ইন্টারেস্ট উঠছে আমি যা দেখে আহি ডিসকর্ড অডিও একটু কমাই জংলি আর ইসে ভালোই যে বাহ, ভালোই তো বানাইছো।
Why don't you share a character card then? The traveler will be the Marashosei hunter, and you can be his little floating assistant.
Kinda like in real life.
আসলে
So, for
Hunter
the
Navashami.
name, do I fill it out with the name of my character?
Yep. It can be any name you like.
ও যে কোনো নাম দেওয়া যাবে।
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to think of a new name.
Oh, so it would be like experiencing a different life, but still as yourself. That's not a bad idea.
In that case, I think I'll continue to use the name Linny then.
বাহ, সিম্পল সিম্পল
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associated checks.
I'll take persuasion and investigation. Those are must-haves when it comes to missions like these.
ওকে।
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering
আমি বড়িত আছি
intelligence.
আসলে।
Good idea. So, should we also take those skills then?
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team,
Jolly
we
khelte
could
dao,
leave the
bhai.
negotiations to Navia and use our skill points to pick up, for example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of hand. That will give us more options if we run into any situations we can't negotiate our way out of.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I suppose it's not
Guste
so
ho, bhaiya.
different from an acting troupe. Everyone has their own role to play.
প্যারা।
Let me see. I'll
এই গেমটা আমি তো খেলতাম
take
না।
arts and performance. I'm not quite sure what use they'll be, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the other skills. And well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, traveler?
কুকিং, মেডিসিন, ইনসাইট। ইনসাইট কি? হ্যাঁ? এয়ানো নাকা। ইনসাইট কি ভাই? মেডিসিন, কুকিং, ইনসাইট কোনটা? কুকিং তো এই ট্রাভেলার অনেকটাই জানে। মেডিসিন কি বানায় মেডিসিন? না, কোনো মেডিসিন বানাই নাই আমি আজ পর্যন্ত। অ্যালকেমি জানে। ইনসাইট কি? হোয়াট ইজ ইনসাইট? ও কুকিং, কজ আমার কুকিং ইন্টারেস্টেড লিগা।
Gotta say, this suits you really well. Nothing boosts morale like good food.
মেডিসিন।
Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these two skills?
I'm sure.
Let's see. Oh, looks like you each have enough points to choose one final skill.
You've all picked such classic skills. It's fine to go a little bit out of the box.
Why do I get the feeling she's getting ready to cause trouble?
For example, this one here. Summon. Doesn't it sound super mysterious and cool?
বুঝছি।
Oh,
এই
I
quest
saw
আমার
that one
ভালোই
just now
লাগছে।
as well.
তাই নাকি?
The
Wait,
description
বলেছো?
says this skill can be used under
ভালো part
certain
maybe এখনো আহে নাই
circumstances
না?
to summon characters.
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a Marashosei hunter can summon?
স্ক্রিন টাইম পাইছে দেখা। ফুরিনা স্ক্রিন টাইম পাইছে দেখা। মারাত্মক মাপের ফুরিনা সিম দেখা যাচ্ছে এখানে।
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you, and the GM will take care of the...
All right, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon can't wait to see what kind of thing shows up.
Well, now that everyone's more or less finished creating their characters, we can begin. Since two of our players are doing this for the first time, though, let me ask,
নারুটো লেখা দরকার তোমার নাম।
would you like to play on easy mode or authentic mode?
ফুরিনার লিগে ইয়েরে ছেড়ে দিলা। লাস্টের কাট সিনটা ভালো, ওকে?
What's the difference between the two?
Well, in role-playing games,
নারুটো
the
ফুরিনার
story
লিগে হিনাতারে
sometimes
ছেড়ে দিল।
changes based on the decisions of the players and the results of the fatometer.
কাঁপতে ভাই ও।
For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result in further negative consequences.
নারুটো অ্যানিমের মধ্যে সবচেয়ে ফেভারিট সিন কোনটা তুঙ্গ?
If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the Fatometer to see whether you succeed or fail, and face any consequences that may follow.
উইনা ওয়েস্ট।
If you choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default, and you won't have to worry about luck playing a factor.
মাত্র নারুটো
Given that
for
I'd like
you.
to focus on the story,
তোমার লিগে সবচেয়ে
I
বেস্ট
suppose I
সিন
should
কোনটা
pick
লাগছে? একবার
easy
মাথা
mode.
নষ্ট সিন গেছে।
I'd feel bad if I brought the team down by failing my checks.
আমার তো নারুটো আর সাসকের ফাইটটা। আরে স্ট্রিম না ভাই, নারুটোর মধ্যে তোমার ফেভারিট সিন কোনটা? সিন নারুটো অ্যানিমেতে।
Huh?
অন্য
Oh,
টপিকে গেছি
come
মিয়া।
on. Don't worry about that. RNG is the lifeblood of role-playing games. I'm going with authentic mode for sure. Never knowing what you might have to overcome. Ugh, doesn't that sound exciting?
বুঝছি বুঝছি।
I-
গুড পার্টে যাও, গুড
I'd
পার্টে।
rather be mentally prepared for what might happen.
নারুটোরে কেমনে ট্রিগার করতে হয় জানো?
All right, then
Eka
I'll mark down
Furinari.
Farina for easy
এটা
mode.
ফুরিনার ডায়লগ
All
স্কিপ
her
করব।
checks will be
ওই trigger
successful
হয়ে
by
যাবো।
default. As usual, Navia and Linny will play on authentic mode.
What about you, dear partner?
Probably
How would
Boruto
you like to
sleeping
play?
on Koda's face. আমি বারোটো বই নাই, নারুটো মানে জাস্ট 500 এপিসোড পর্যন্ত নারুটোর মধ্যে কইছি। এনি ফাইট সিন, মাদারা সিন, the amount of disrespect আমি দেখি নাই বারোটো, অত কিছু কইতে পারবো না। আমি ওদিকে যে মিথস্কি পলাই যেতেছিল ওই পর্যন্ত দেখছি। ফাকিং নেট। কিরে লাও মারতে গেছিল না, এইটাই দিলাম যাও। এই সবগুলো প্রথম থেকে করতে হবে এখন। শিট, নেট, ফাকিং নেট।
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the Fatometer.
The Fatometer. What's that?
হ্যাঁ, 8 গেট ওপেন করে ওই সিনটা আসলো জোস।
It's a card that's
And what about all the dessert and
That's what the message said.
Really? That's so.
আসবে কেমন লাগবে যে গেট ওপেন করে যে সিনটা?
I think you might be
Snack Hunter Paimon reported for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found,
অস্থির।
the desserts are great.
ওই তুমি
First, please pick up the blank
আর
character
জাস্ট
cards in front
নরমাল
of
ভাই
you
টাইজুৎসু
and write down
মানুষ।
your name and profession. You can find in this story, everyone.
আর ওই জাস্ট টাইজুৎসু ইউজার, তাও কি মাপের বুঝতেছস?
As hunters, you have.
Swordsman. So, for the.
Yep.
you can use your real name too if you want.
Oh! So it would be like.
In that case, I think I'll
Next up is the skill sheet.
এসে আর কত?
So, should we.
not necessarily. For example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of hand.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't. Let me see. I'll take.
Art
Art.
and
Well, that
performance.
leaves us. What do you want to learn, traveler? Gotta say that. Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people. So, what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn?
ওকে ওকে
Let's
ওকে।
see.
You've all
অনেক
played
হইছে।
For
Skip, skip,
example.
skip, skip, skip,
oh,
skip, skip,
The
skip,
script's
skip, skip,
world
skip,
building
skip, skip, skip,
rules,
skip.
huh?
Oh, that's not
Speed
for
run, speed run, speed run,
Alright, you
speed
can-
run,
Well,
speed run.
now
Now
since
to
two
play
of our
speed run
players
করতে
are
আমার
doing
মতে।
this for the first time,
Quest.
though, would you like to play on? Well, for example, if you fail
কে
a
কে
check,
স্পিড রান করছো এটা
that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result if you choose to play. If you choose easy.
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't never knowing.
কিবোর্ড ভেঙে যাবে তবু স্কিপ
All
করতে
right.
থাকো।
What about you, dear partner? How would you like to play?
Are you sure?
Trust me, you'll see the beauty of RNG. Honestly, I don't think Clorinde would...
No promise.
Well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. I want to experience at least a good chunk of the story today.
Speaking of the story, why is the beginning scene on a beach?
Well, that's because a long time ago, back when human
Oh,
civilization
shit.
was still in its infancy,
जोश लगता है तो
powerful
Clorinde
demons and evil sorcerers ruled over the land. They
Yeah,
created a
this is
host of
of course, but they are
monsters
Swiss
and
of
sent them to
Frenzy.
slaughter all humans in existence. Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing so, subdue each and every monster that sought their destruction. They became known as the Marashosei Hunters.
Okay, scene একটা
Sometime later,
No,
as a member of the Marashosei Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city.
No ফুইনারে দেখা বন্ধ Clorinde এখন নতুন
As you inhale, you can
নতুন
taste
mommy,
the
ঠিক আছে?
slightly
Clorine's
salty
দিকে
air of
তাকাইতে
the docks
বেশি
as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who, like you, seem to be sizing up this place. Your eyes meet, and you realize these people are fellow Marashosei hunters, likely led to this location after receiving the same commission as you.
You're all Marashosei hunters too, right? Allow me to introduce myself.
ওরা তো
The
টেকা
name's
কে?
Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in.
রেডলি নিয়ে তো সেই লাগতেছে হুডি মুডি পয়রা বলা
My name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little and picked up a few less than legal tricks along the way. I was adopted
Less
by a
than legal
Marashosei
tricks.
hunter and later chose to follow in his footsteps.
Is this where you introduce your character to everyone?
ফুইনার
It sounds
আইডিয়া নাই
like
কি
we've
কইব
done this dozens of times. My name is
Oh,
Farina,
shit.
and
That's just like
I
it.
grew up in a noble family. I always had a strong interest in performance and the arts. Even though I'm a
মানাইছে ওই
Marashosei hunter,
এইটা
what
গিটারের মতন
I
জিনিসটা
really
রাখো।
want is to
Violin
be
maybe,
a
নাকি?
performing
Violin ও না এটা।
artist.
Hey, that's really cool. You can do it, Farina. That's exactly how it's done.
Paimon is Paimon, a good friend and companion to this Marashosei hunter right here.
ও ফাইমুন্ড পোশাক টোশাক পরাইছে তাইলে
I've been studying the culinary arts since I was
ও
a child.
ভাই
I hope my
এটার
delicious
কথা
food
কইছে
can help boost people's spirits.
That's wonderful. I'll be looking forward to your cooking during our adventures together.
এ ভাই কুকিং লওয়াটা উচিত হয় নাই ইনসাইড প্রথমটা নেওয়া উচিত ছিল
Well, if we're all here for the same
Hi,
commission,
kulla
why
gula
don't
rami
we
bhai
take
cook.
some time to confirm what we need to do?
You open your envelopes at the same time. The message reads,
কি খবর মাইনুর ভাই ওয়েলকাম ওয়েলকাম
To the honorable and trustworthy Marashosei hunters outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness. We beseech you, please help us resolve this crisis and return peace and stability to our home.
ওকে ঠিক আছে আই মাস্টার গ্র্যান্ড মাস্টার গেম মাস্টার
Huh. The layout of this city looks super familiar.
কি এটা মনস্টার
Kind of reminds Paimon of Mondstadt.
The scriptwriter must have used a real-world city as a reference when coming up with the map.
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of places once traveled. You recall the sight of tree-lined streets and the gentle tranquility of days gone by.
দেখি মোনা আছে নাকি আমার নাম কি মনে আসেনি আমার নাম কি হ্যাঁ ভাই মনে আছে তো সীমান্ত তোমার নাম নারুটো তোমার লগে ভালো মিলে নারুটোই কইতে প্রিফার করি আমি
Yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears to be little more than an empty shell. Its hollow gates are open to you, beckoning you to come forth and bring salvation back to the town.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom. Who issued this commission to us?
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the residents of the city issued this commission together. They sensed that things were not right within the kingdom and sent a distress.
In that case,
why
don't we take a walk around the city and see if we can learn anything from the local residents?
Oh, good idea. We might be able to get some leads on the monsters and bad guys we're after.
You look up and see a tavern nearby. It appears to be open for the day.
Why don't we go check out that tavern? If the novels I've read are anything to go by, taverns are usually full of information.
যেখানে আছে বার সেখানে আছে ইনফো
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby. She appears to be rather troubled about something.
কিছে আফা কি হইছে আপনার
Greetings, friend. Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right. The weather today is quite lovely. If only those monsters out there would stop causing trouble.
Hello, এবার মাইক আইছে আবার
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer. If we keep asking questions, we might be able to get some good leads.
Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about optimism. Oh, that reminds me. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
সিঙ্গারে মানায় বেশি সিঙ্গিং ডান্সিং এ সবচেয়ে বেশি মানায় রোলটা ঠিকই নিছে
Huh?
I don't think that's the kind of question we're supposed to ask.
Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food. How about some macarons?
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill proficiencies.
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but you don't really look like a chef. Besides, I'm not really a fan of sweets.
এথার কিছু ক জলদি
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like sweets. You're really starting to remind me of this one friend of... Hey! Did she just... me?
Clorinde must have broke character for a second. This isn't getting us anywhere. Traveler, maybe you can think of something.
How about I cook something right here, right now? I would like to inside check, see what traveling her. Okay, যখন রাধুনির নিছি, ঠিক আছে, রাধুনির রোল নিছি, ঠিক আছে, শেফের রোল নিছি, তাহলে রাইন দাই খাওয়াই ওরে।
Are you sure?
Yes, positive.
In that case, please refer to the fatometer.
Clorinde. Okay, draw a card. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Hello, 1000. What the heck? Oh, 8, sorry.
We failed the check!
You remain silent as you prepare a pot and fire to use for cooking. The woman stares at you with her mouth agape as you skillfully cut the ingredients and toss them into the pot. Perhaps your skills have regressed due to lack of use, but soon the unpleasant smell of something burnt fills the air.
Oh no, I screwed it up.
It's all black around the edge.
Miss, we'd love to learn more about the monsters you mentioned.
Shit,
If you're willing to open up to us, we might just be able to help resolve the troubles you're facing.
Okay. কত নাম্বার চেক কমপ্লিট হইছে না
You aren't even the one that learned persuasion.
My troubles, you say? I'm not sure they're so easily resolved, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share them with you. A horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital recently, so all the gods were dispatched to fight them.
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is that my husband was dispatched to fight them 3 days ago.
Do you know where he was sent?
It all happened so fast. When we said our goodbyes, he couldn't even tell me where they were sending him.
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and defeat those monsters as soon as possible. We sincerely hope your husband will be able to return to your side soon.
Okay. শেষ ডেইলি এবার ইভেন্ট কইরা আসি প্রিমরই প্রিমো হ্যাঁ প্রিমো তো দিতাছে অনেক Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry. We'll find him. Just try to remain optimistic and wait for good news.
চলো
We don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to choose the little things like what we eat and
I'll do my best.
You bid farewell to the woman and continue your journey further into the city.
একটা পাইতাছি না C6 করবা সিরিয়াসলি এই তো ভাই সবচেয়ে বড় সিন করতে যাইতাছো Genshin Impact এর মধ্যে
As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Okay, এই মার্চেন্টের কি সমস্যা দেখি এবারে দেখা তো মন্দিরে ধরে মাইক
doesn't seem very friendly. Merchants are usually a good source of information, right?
ওকে ফ্রিনার এটা লাগবে যেমনি ফুল ওঠো
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to ask a question if I may.
That depends. How much are you willing to pay?
Clorinde play করতেছে লাল
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You can't even buy half an onion with that amount.
লল এত মাস্কুলার একটা বেডার এরকম ভয়েস খুব ফানি লাগতেছে
Surely an onion can't be that expensive, right?
What do you know? War is nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before. If you're not gonna buy anything, then scram.
এটাই চলে ওরা একটা গেম খেলতেছে ঠিক আছে ওরা জাস্ট পারফর্ম করতেছে ওইটা পারফরম্যান্সটা এরকম করে বুঝাইতেছে বুঝছো নাথিং টু কমপ্লিকেটেড
Whoa, what a nasty guy. Maybe we shouldn't even bother talking to him.
But he still might have information we need. Traveler, can you think of something?
Finnn put on a performance, okay.
A performance? I've never played a role-playing game like this before, but even I can tell that suggestion is pretty far-fetched. Is a performance check really going to help here?
মনে হয় ভুল করছি আমি
all right. By the harbor's grace, a lone boat lies in rest. Let the moon give chase, for here begins our quest.
কি রে ভাই হঠাৎ করে ওই ভেন্টি হয়ে গেল কেমনে পুরিনা ভেন্টি হয়ে গেছে
In the dark of shadow, our heroes seek to find where creatures born of evil weave their grand design.
লাল ভাই পুরা ভেন্টি মনস্টারটা কি অড়িয়ে গেল নাকি
Blocked the road does stand, such is our hunter's plight. Yet with sword and courage in hand, they march forth to pierce the night.
6 না
I don't recall
the
asking for
monster
a
na.
bardic song. Don't expect me to give you any coin.
বুঝছো এটাই চলে গিয়ে ওরা জাস্ট মানে এরকম একটা থিয়েটারের মধ্যে একটা বানাইছে পিছে ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড বানাইছে মনস্টারের
But if you meant what you sang, and you are indeed some kind of hunter, then by all means, please go out and kill those monsters for us. Those monsters are camped outside the city, and they've been destroying all our trade routes. We have limited reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big trouble.
ও এই নি সমস্যা
Wait.
ওকে
You're saying no one has put a plan in place to distribute supplies or maintain order?
We could all starve and those nobles in the palace wouldn't even break a sweat. Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
That is concerning.
Yeah, all right, I think I've said more than enough. Be on your way now.
Done. এটাই ছিল Clorinde story.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Don't mind him, Farina. He just doesn't have enough taste to appreciate your art.
No. I was just thinking about how those nobles must be so cold-hearted. It's like they don't care about their people at all.
ভাই ফুরিনার কসপ্লে যদি কেউ করতে চাই ভাই এই কি জানি কয় আইব্রো
Should
আছে
we
না
try to go
আইব্রো
somewhere with more people?
আইল্যাশ তো যে
How
কই
about the
খুঁজে
city
পাইবো ওরা
square? Follow me.
ডায়লগ বক্স দেখি চেঞ্জ করে দিছে আরে জাস্ট ফর দিস কোয়েস্ট
Before you lies the city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face, pacing back and forth, his head hanging low.
কি যে ভাই তোর সমস্যা কি এত
He doesn't seem to notice your approach. Still immersed in his own thoughts, he shakes his head and lets out a long sigh.
This guy seems promising enough. Maybe I can get some information out of him. Hello, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
ওকে
Oh, wait, you're...
এটাও Clorinde খেলতেছে লল
I'm...
Oh, dear goodness! You're a Marashose hunter!
You recognize us? Ah, are you one of the people who wrote the commission letter?
Yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come! Oh, what great news! The city is saved!
What happened here?
Alas, we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This city used to be free of monsters. The first Marashose hunter, Casiodor, the Golden Hunter, he was the one who drove them back.
গোল্ডেন হান্টারটা কেডা
However, monsters have once again surrounded the city. Perhaps the seal that kept them at bay has lost its power. Or perhaps an evil sorcerer has been meddling in our affairs. All I know for sure is that their return has stripped the city of any chance at peace.
Are there not enough soldiers to drive them out?
It's not a question of numbers. The guards simply have no idea how to deal with them. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. When I was a child, though, my grandfather would tell me stories about how the Marashose hunters drove back the monsters.
ওই বাবারে
So, on
এত
the off
popular
chance
Marashose
that
hunterরা।
something might come of it, I decided to reach out to you. To be perfectly honest, I was starting to think all those stories were just tall tales.
Well, you can rest easy, friend. The righteous and formidable Marashose hunters are on the case.
The man is touched by your determination and resolve. His eyes begin to well with tears of relief.
Still,
শুরু হয়ে গেছে
if
বাইরে
we are going to hunt the monsters, we
I
need
like
to
the
know
same
where to
story,
find them. Can you give us any leads?
All I know is that the area outside the city is dangerous. I'm afraid I can't point you toward a specific location. Oh, although, if you leave the capital through the main gate and follow the road, you should run into a group of guards.
I see. We'll go look for them then.
All right, be careful. Oh, and one last thing. The monster, they're actively working with the monsters and have corrupted the court ministers with malicious magic. They're the reason why, even inside the city, everything has been a giant mess.
হুইনারে জোকার বানাই দিছে ডায়লগ বক্সে জোকার না ওই
Even one of our kindest ministers has turned into a boorish and unreasonable figure, interested in nothing but enacting laws that exploit the people.
Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up?
হুইনারে আবার ক্লাম সিঙ্গার
Now? Is this really the right time?
I appreciate your kindness, but for now, it's more important to folk brave hunters. I leave the future of this kingdom to you.
হুইনারে পুরাটা আমি কোয়েস্টের মধ্যে খালি হুইনারে দিয়ে গান গাও কি খেলা শেষ মারাসিস সেন্টার জোস্তো এটা একটা স্ক্রিনশট
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving, right?
Exactly. We need to defeat the monsters outside the city and take down the evil sorcerer stirring up trouble from within.
But which problem should we tackle first?
ওয়েদারিং ওয়েভের কি অবস্থা সবার
Well, this seems like a good moment for a break. Take some time and discuss what you want to do.
I really didn't expect the people in the city to keep us at arm's length like that.
আমি না ওয়েদারিং ওয়েভের
I
কোনো
totally thought the
টাইটেলই
hunters would be treated like
ট্রেইলারই দেখি নাই
heroes.
আমি জিয়ানের ট্রেইলারও দেখি নাই আর জোস বানানোর কথা না জিয়ানের ট্রেইলার দাঁড়াও সবগুলো দেখ
Well, Clorinde said the script took
It's a
cues from the real
stream
history
of
of
the- yeah, they
Fontaine,
can
right?
go ahead.
Maybe the real-life Marashosei hunters were also treated like that.
I wouldn't say it's a perfect representation of history, but there are definitely some similarities. Would you like to hear more about it?
3 দিন ধরে ঢুকি নাই ওয়েদারিং ওয়েভে
If I understood correctly.
Exactly.
বেশি দূর যায় না ভাগ্য ভালো
Well,
Well, Clorinde,
I wouldn't say it's a
Sure.
Paimon wants to know.
no.
কি এটা দেখতে চাইছিলা
In theory,
স্কিপ
yes.
স্কিপ স্কিপ
All you
স্কিপ
would
কিবোর্ডের
still,
সাউন্ড উড়াল আমি স্কিপ
most
করতে করতে
people
এটা
dropped out at the early stages.
তোমরা এটাই দেখতে চাও
And
What kind of monsters did
the land of Fontaine once played host to an ancient dynasty known as Remuria. After that dynasty fell, monsters began to appear, intent on obstructing humans from establishing a new social order.
ইনফরমেশন দিতেছে রুমের ইয়ার
One of the ancient sorcerers of Remuria used his power to assemble a formidable army of golems. He sought to use that force to establish himself as king.
Now wait a second. Don't tell me that guy was the inspiration for the evil sorcerer in the script. We still haven't found any in-game information on him yet. So, why don't you talk
এই
about
ওয়াল
someone
কোয়েস্টটা
else
কি
for
করতে
now?
বলি আমি তো ওয়াল কোয়েস্টটা করি নাই এই কোয়েস্টটা করার লিগা
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game. But if you want me to talk about something else, then... How about Casiodor, the Golden Hunter? Or Egeria, the ex-Hydro Archon?
হাইড্রো আর আগে আইজেরিয়ার সম্বন্ধে কথাবার্তা বলো
Wait, but those people are all from a super long time ago. Where did you learn all this, Clorinde?
From my master.
By master, you mean Miss Petronia?
ওই যে একটা ওয়াল কোয়েস্ট আছে না ওই যে রুম এরিয়ার সিটি খুলতে ওই যে জানি কয় আর্লি চিনো যে সময় এলো ওই যে আন্ডার ওয়াটারের একটা এরিয়া খুললো নতুন তারপর ওখানে আন্ডার ওয়াটারের পর তারপর একটা মনে হয় সিটি আছে একটা বড় দরজা থাকে আমি এর পরে আর যাই নাই অতটুকুই করছিলাম ওই দরজা খুলিনি আমি আর
Someone you know?
Absolutely. Miss Petronia and my father were good friends. Back in the day, she would often bring Clorinde over to play, but then...
Let's not get off topic. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Responding to Egeria's call, a number of warriors followed Casiodor into battle against the monsters. This group of warriors, under Casiodor's leadership, became known as the Marashosei Hunters.
Offline করব ওগুলা
Yet, as Fontaine entered an era of peace, their work gradually became obsolete.
I see. that explains why most of the people in the script have forgotten the hunters or think of them as nothing more than a legend.
Is that really a bad thing, though? It can get tough always being the one shouldering everyone's expectations.
10 plus full পাবেন 100% exploration করলে ওকে
Speaking of investigation,
I vote monsters. That's the main duty of the hunters, right?
Well said, Miss Farina.
একটা ব্যানেট
Plus,
লাগতো
if the sorcerers really are the masterminds behind this whole thing, defeating the monsters could give us some clues on their intentions as well.
what about you, partner? What do you think?
সবাই কারে ভোট করলো মনস্টার the sorcerer problem seems pretty important
I mean, you're not wrong. But those we don't want a total party kill on the first day, right? Then it's settled. Let's go hunt some monsters.
All right. After some discussion, you decide to turn around and head out of the city.
Clorinde হেনে একবার মাথা নষ্ট বানালাইছে ঠিক আছে তারপর হলে গিয়া লিনিরে বানাইছে চোর
Let's take a look around, like that guy said.
Paimon as always কি জানি কয় emergency food
You there! Outsiders, halt!
কেডা মনস্টারের দিকে কেউ
Who's there?
An armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build and a determined expression in his eyes. Just one look, and you can tell he's fought in his fair share of battles. Although he's trying his best to conceal his current state, his uneven gait and the sweat dripping down his forehead make it obvious that he's been wounded and is in serious pain. I'm the captain of the guard. I saw you sneaking around the city earlier, so I'll only ask this once.
কি বলেন
State your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Wow, it's been a while since someone's been this suspicious of us.
I said talk, not whisper between yourselves.
Have you ever heard of the Marchese hunters?
Marachose hunters? Ha! That fairy tale, you mean? What, do you expect me to believe you're one of them?
আমরা সবাই মারাসিস সান্টার বেটা চিনো সাঙ্গরে হ্যাঁ
Sir, we were indeed in the city earlier, but our purpose was only to gather information on the monsters. We're here to help the city and all the people within it.
যে এনপিসি গুলা আইতাছে না ওগুলা সব হলে গিয়ে ক্লোরেন্ট প্লে করতেছে এর লিগা ভয়েস এরকম
Your guards are still fighting the monsters as we speak. They could be seriously wounded and in grave need of support. You need all the help you can get.
Check success.
The man regards you with doubt and concern. After a period of inner struggle, he lets out a long sigh and informs you of the locations where the monsters have appeared. Those monsters aren't easy to deal with, but if you insist on going, I won't stop you either. I just hope all the guards will be able to come back to their families alive. I wish you the best of luck.
Okay, bye-bye. NPC. এদিকে না
Based on what the captain said, the monster should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards. Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds.
Lol.
A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief. Quick, leave this place. Turn around and don't look back.
Okay.
They yell.
মারামারি করতে হবে নাকি ও এই প্রথম আমি ফুরিনা খেললাম সিরিয়াসলি ফুরিনা তো খুব জোস এই ফুরিনা সিগনেচার ওয়েপনটা কিরকম কেউ আইডিয়া দিতে পারবো আমি ওর সিগনেচার ওয়েপনের লিগা ট্রাই করবো তাহলে
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all around you, and downed trees riddled with terrifying claw marks. All the signs point to one thing. A truly devastating battle just took place here.
ফার্স্ট টাইম ইউজ করলাম ফুরিনা যখন বাইরে হইছে তখন আমার পিসি আছিল না খেলেই নেই আমি তখন মোবাইলও আমি খেলতে পারিনি তখন
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters might still be around.
তাই তো বললি ফিন ভাই কেন আমার জয়েন রিকোয়েস্ট অ্যাকসেপ্ট করে না আরে ভাই হিস্টরি করতেছি
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear rustling sounds from the surrounding bushes.
Okay,
the monsters have emerged. They close in on you without fear. You get the impression that, in their bloodthirsty eyes, you're just another meal for them to devour.
A little help here!
Your battle round begins.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 check failed. What the heck?
Coming at ya!
Oh shit! ये लिनियो खेला देगा ना? सभी खेलने होते हैं.
The next battle round begins now.
हाँ फाट वो. Oh भाई लिनी जोश भी दिखतो.
Fire!
Oh shit!
With rocks. Hey there! Strike a pose!
আরেকটু খেলতাম.
The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment before dissipating into thin air.
Oh, thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marashosei Hunter class came with all those preset skill points. Otherwise, we would have been in some real trouble.
ইতো থেকেও জোশ বেশি আমি জানি
I never knew the photometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict. If you get unlucky, isn't it just game over?
That's part of the fun.
Just as you begin to celebrate your victory, a suspicious lump on the ground catches your attention.
Then কি হয়?
A suspicious lump? Wait, could it be the thing that appears after every battle?
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
But crit scammer সরকার ভাই 80% crit নিয়েও miss করে.
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be made of wood. It was previously obscured by the large form of the monsters. With the monsters gone, the small protrusion now awaits your discovery, poking out of the ground like a shy flower.
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
Let's dig it up. Done. Second part done. History.
With everyone's help, you successfully excavate the wooden chest from the ground, even without opening it. You can tell from the mora and jewels scattered around the chest that it must contain quite the fortune.
Makes sense. We worked hard for this. Let's open it and we can share what's inside.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it. Doesn't it seem like there are people out there who need this treasure more than us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, lady.
Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who got hurt fighting the monsters. Wouldn't it be better if we gave the treasure to them?
Yes, of course.
Wait, is that how it works? Paimon thought since we were the ones to dig it up, we could just take it for ourselves.
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game can impact the future course of the story.
But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove we're Marashosei hunters. What if they think we procured the treasure illegally?
That's definitely something we should consider. maybe we can come up with an...
Well, if donating it could cause that much trouble, why don't we use it to buy some gear and fill up on good food? Then we'll be ready to fight even more bad guys.
Looks like you're facing a difficult choice once again.
খুব প্যারাদায়ক এই স্টোরিটা অ্যাকশন
Well,
কম
it's getting late. Why don't we call it a day for now?
Wow!
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all or because the story is particularly enticing, but I feel like I could almost keep going.
Here. Ooh, how about we play through the night?
I'm not sure I'll have enough energy for that.
Boo, party pooper, boo. Frina party pooper.
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an earful if I get home too late.
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to
Sister
change venues for the
complex
next part
Lenny.
of the story anyway.
Huh? Another location?
There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed to an indoor set for the next part of the script.
Whoa.
Oh, last
He really
last
pulled
part.
out a...
Well,
He skipped
even if
Clorinde.
we end the game for the day, we can still stay a little longer and hear
Oh
Clorinde
my
finish
God,
her
মাথা
story,
নষ্ট
right?
হয়ে যায় skip না করলে।
Something tells me you just want to finish the free desserts before we break for the day.
That's just a coincidence, okay? Besides, and anyway, Paimon really does want to hear more about Clorinde's master.
Well...
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern, but it's all in the past.
Oh,
It won't
Clorinde
do any
master
harm to
সম্বন্ধে
share these
কিছু
things
কইবো।
now.
যাক কইলে তো ভালো ইনফরমেশন পামু ও ভাই এনে কি একটা ইয়া ছিল নাকি ড্রাগন আছিল নাকি সবাই যাইতাছে সবাই কি টেন্টে
My earliest memories are of living with Master. According to her, she saved me from certain people of ill repute. My birth parents had left me behind some time before that.
ও আর হিস্ট্রি কইতাছে সবাই শোনো মনোযোগ দিয়া কেউ স্কিপ করবা না
What a heavy beginning for a life story.
Master was a fascinating individual. If inexperienced in the ways of raising children, my first ever toy was a short sword. Although I suppose it wasn't so much a toy as something Master removed from her waist and handed to a noisy child in need of distraction.
আবার কই স্কিপ আরে ভাই থামো
Oh wait, so she
হিস্ট্রি শুনতে দাও
handed an actual sword to a child? Isn't that dangerous?
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. But Master was not concerned. She just stood there and casually lectured me about it. See, that's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me. She then crouched down next to me and said, "Give me your hand.
তো হাত
I'll
মোজাটা
teach you to
খোল আমরা
bandage
দেখি
this
কই
wound.
দাগটা কই আছে নি
After
এখন
that, it's time to learn how to truly hold a blade."
Excuse me for asking this, Clorinde, but how old were you exactly when all this happened?
Probably around 3, give or take.
3 বছর বয়সে ভাই উই
Isn't
শর্ট
that when
ধরছে
most kids are still struggling to hold a fork?
ভাই 3 বছর বয়সে মানুষ ভাই আমি ভাই 3 বছর বয়সে কি করছে আমার নিজেরও মন নাই বাট 3 বছর বয়সে উই মনে করো শর্ট প্র্যাকটিস করা শুরু করছে বুঝতাছো ঠেলা চ্যাম্পিয়ন হুদাও দিয়েছে হ্যাঁ ক্লরেন্ড নতুন ক্যারেক্টার
As I said, Master was rather inexperienced in the ways of raising children. She believed trial and error was the best way to teach a child what they're capable of.
I'm not so sure this is a question of experience.
ভাই আনলে কি নোর পোলা পাইন এরকম করে পালে নাই
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised. Oh, she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once. It was a Geovishap hatchling.
A Geovishap hatchling?
For a pet?
That seems even more dangerous.
What she said was this: make sure to get along, you two. If you really can't agree on something, just settle it with a fight. Whoever loses is the real pet.
যে আর ও হইছে মেইন পেট
And how old were you when this happened?
5
5.
হ্যাঁ দেখছো অ্যাকুরেট
Well, did you win?
হারছে
No, I lost.
হারছে দেখছো অ্যাকুরেট
So you're saying you actually became the Geo Bishop's pet?
Yes, but only for a week. By the end of that week, I defeated it in combat, and we've shared a cordial relationship ever since.
That really doesn't sound like the kind of childhood someone should have.
ভাই আর স্টোরিটা আমার কাছে অনেক ইন্টারেস্টিং লাগতেছে এলা
Later on,
যাই কর।
I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. She was a Marashosei hunter, but I never heard her bring up her own parents.
ভাই জিও জনপ্রিয় ভাই জংলির কাল থেকেই ঠিক আছে যারা জংলিরে বিল্ড করছে হাইব্রিড বিল্ড করছে হেই কাল থেকেই মনে করো জিও চললাইতাছে তারপর ইতোর কাল আইলো ইতো হইছে সুমকা সেই মারাত্মক মাপের ক্যারেক্টার আছিল ইতো দিয়ে মানুষজন ইজিলি ক্লিয়ার করতে ফ্লোর 12 ঠিক আছে ইতো ভালো করে বিল্ড করলে এখনো ইতো ভালো হ্যাঁ অবশ্য নাভিয়া সবচেয়ে বেস্ট জিও ক্যারেক্টার এটা আমিও মানি
Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6, and could hunt monsters in the wild by myself the year after that. Even though the training she subjected me to was strict, she always made sure to take me traveling when she had the time. We met many of her friends during those days. That was also how I met Mr. Callis and his family.
Finnn, bhai, please
I still
skip.
remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our picnic and hid behind Ms. Petronia the whole time.
এত সুন্দর হিস্টরি সিরিয়াসলি আমি খুব এনজয় করতেছি তোমার কেন লাগাইছো স্কিপ করার কথা
I still
Hello,
hadn't
time
really
also,
met
like,
many
okay,
children
no,
my
it's
age at that
special.
time, so I didn't know how to interact with
অলমোস্ট
others.
শেষ পর্যায়ে
After that, though, you started coming over a lot. You loved challenging people to shooting competitions, remember? I don't think many members of the Spina ever beat you in one of those.
I had a lot of fun during those days.
ওরে ভাই এইবার বুঝছো কই থেকে আর হি পিস্তল ইউজ করা আইছে
I enjoyed them too.
সাপোর্ট জিও ক্যারেক্টার হ্যাঁ আলবেদো
Do you
ভালো
remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina together? We overheard Papa call your master. We tried to pretend like we never heard anything, but you nearly let it slip that one time.
Protector of justice. Oh, wait, you mean that vigilante hero from 20 years ago? The one who was always active at night?
হে ক্লোরেন্ডের বয়স কত তাইলে ভাই ক্লোরেন্ডের বয়স কত দি কেউ আমারে গুগল করে হদি কেউ
Yep, that would be her. She often would put on a black cloak and go out at night.
Oh.
I never knew where she went or what she was doing. Until, like Navia said, we overheard the truth from Mr. Callis that night.
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of witness reports about her on Nervalette's desk.
My apologies.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. You had nothing to do with it. And anyway, everything she did was for a good cause. Although, calling herself the protector of order was a bit much. Especially when she deliberately operated outside the law.
Protector of order হই বলে কেন নোবিলেট হেনে ভাই উই টাইটেল লেগে গেছে নোবিলেটের চেতার কথা অনেক
Huh? When did the protector of justice become the protector of order?
Oh, she had a bunch of code names. I heard she would just come up with a name on the spot whenever she was asked. Later on, she probably got sick of answering those questions and decided to stick to just two. The protector of
That sounds like her, all right. I bet she forgot which of the two she'd use by the time she got back each night.
Well, she certainly sounds like a fascinating individual. With her strong sense of justice, it's no surprise her student followed in her footsteps.
এখন ওর মাস্টার কি হইছে হেডাই সে মেইন কথা
It's true. I always wanted to become like her. Someone powerful, independent.
But...
She suddenly disappeared the night I turned 10 years old.
Oh, disappear হইছে মরে নাই ওই কি আবার কি জানি সিরিয়াল ডিসঅ্যাপিয়ারেন্স কেসের মধ্যে মরে গেছে নাকি ওর মাস্টার
Disappeared? What happened?
I have no idea. She didn't even leave a note. That night, I was celebrating my birthday at Navia's house. But Master never came to pick me up. When I returned home on my own, it was to an empty house. When she still didn't appear after a few days, I went to Mr. Callis's house to ask about her whereabouts. But he only shook his head.
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the matter in secret, but they never found any credible leads.
তার মানে লিগা নাভি আর ক্লোরেন্ট হইছে লিগা চাইল্ডহুড ফ্রেন্ড
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, given Master's personality and way of doing things, it all made a lot of sense. If I had to guess, I'd say she probably used it as an opportunity to force me to become independent. Just like how, when a litter of kittens reaches a certain age, the mother willingly leaves them behind.
Were
Finnn এবং মাইনুর ভাই জিও অনলি রিঅ্যাকশন বেসড ভিশন এটাতে নাভিয়ার আগে কোনো জিও ক্যারেক্টার রিঅ্যাকশন ইউজ করে ড্যামেজ দিতে পারতো না বাকিরা হয় শিল্ড অথবা নরমাল অ্যাটাক বাফ দিত আমিও সহমত
With everyone's help,
shit!
even without
Net, skip হইবে এখন
I can understand your excitement, Paimon,
almost শেষ
but
পর্যায়ে
think about it.
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital.
man
Or all those guards who...
fucking net
Is that
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game...
but would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove.
That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe.
well, if donating
Ooh,
it
মেজাজ
like your
গরম
face.
হইতাছে।
Well,
Wow.
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all or because the story.
Here.
Yeah, that won't work for me either.
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues.
Huh?
There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed.
Whoa.
well, even if we end the that's just a coincidence, okay? Besides, the Paimon not and anyway, Paimon
Well...
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern.
ভাই ওই রিঅ্যাকশন আর কত দুইবার ড্যামেজ এক্সট্রা দেয় আমি তো কই ভাই দেন রইছে
My
বেস্ট
earliest
রিঅ্যাকশন
memories are of living with
element.
Master.
What a heck.
Master was my first ever toy.
Oh, wait, so she. Hey,
Of course I see. That's what you get for not holding the sword.
Excuse me, probably a rat.
3?
As I said,
I'm not so sure.
I didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised.
a Geo Bishop hat.
What she said was this: make sure to get along, you two. 5.
Well,
No,
So you're saying
yes.
not really.
Later on, thanks to her, even though the training.
I still After
Skip
that, though,
simulator.
I had a lot of fun during those days.
skip impact
we tried to pretend like we never heard anything.
skip
Protector of Oh, wait,
Yep.
20 years ago. Oh, although.
huh? When did the
skip
protector
impact
adjust?
Oh, she. Later on. She.
That sounds like her, all right.
Well, she's.
It's true. I always want.
But.
She suddenly
Disappeared.
I have no idea. That night, I was celebrating
Literal
my
ultimate
birthday, and she
damage
still
that
didn't
after your
appear.
guru
Papa
she
probably
damage.
didn't know either.
Don't worry. Just like how
Were.
I was at first.
Well, despite everything, you still.
I wonder. Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Clorinde not.
Well, anyway,
I had a great time.
Anytime.
the script was good. Hey,
You.
What does she mean onto something? Guess I'll head back as well. I need to.
You're that excited to hear about my fight with the bishop?
I was talking about the script.
Okay, done. আটটা থেকে 10টা না কি জানি ইতি ইউজ করি নাই আর ওর প্লে স্টাইল ভালো লাগে না আমার আমিও নাভিয়ারে প্রিফার করব আমিও নাভিয়ারে করব আমার কাছে ইতো আছে অবশ্য
Let's go meet up with the group. Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
মারমু করে মারমু নাকি না কি কও মারমু নাকি না কিছু তো করে নাই ওরা আলটিমেট ক্লিক করমু
Burn to oblivion!
ওয়ান শট খেলো না or umbrella umbrella
Explore the area ahead of us later.
umbrella umbrella gumbrella last part history দাঁড়াও উইশ টেলে যাই না
Get out of here! Out of the way!
আরে পিছে গেল না কেন
Adventure time!
পিছে লাভ দেয় না এখন এখন মানে পিছে লাভ দেয় না আয় হায় এটা উল্টো পড়া জায়গা
Looks like everyone's here. Now, before we begin, why don't we finish where we left off yesterday? There was an important decision to be made, yes? I'll pour everyone a cup of tea.
Is that really the most important part, though, Clorinde? Paimon's more concerned about our current surrounding. Heavy walls, cold railings, dim lights. This is obviously supposed to be a prison.
I admire the work put into the set. Still, it's obvious the scriptwriter has never paid a visit to the fortress of Meripede.
So the set is going to be a part of the script?
Unfortunately, that is something I can neither confirm nor deny.
Gun joke umbrella, gunbrella.
Anyone think Clorinde's smile is starting to look kinda scared?
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. But first, we should really figure out if we're worried about arousing suspicion because of our identity. Why don't we give ourselves a different name, just like Clorinde's master did?
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile.
Staring at me won't get you anywhere. Or did you want some more tea?
Oh, Paimon's good. Thanks. Why aren't you saying anything, Navia? Wait.
Oh, this is the short sword Clorinde mentioned last night. I found it.
Huh. I'm surprised you managed to track it down after all this time.
Well, I made sure to take good care of it, considering the circumstances in which you gave it to me. Of course I had to keep it safe. Anyway, where were we?
Clorinde ছোটবেলার
right.
sword.
I was just thinking about all the potential ways for us to break out of prison. We could dig a tunnel, or try to bribe the guards.
Wait, we haven't been thrown into prison yet, have we?
Well, it's only a matter of time. It pays to be prepared.
Just
Just like how you should always have an umbrella on hand, even when it's sunny.
All right, Paimon's made up her mind. Let's just give the treasure away. Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset.
So, you reached an agreement? All right then, we can continue with the story.
Oh,
Okay,
and we'll
should
collect all
we
the
go there?
scattered pieces of treasure on the ground as well.
All right. You collect the treasure and make your way back to the capital with your bag of loot in hand.
শুরু মারাসিসি সেন্টার অনেক দিন ধরে মারাসিসি সেন্টার
The city is still shrouded in a gloomy, oppressive atmosphere, but your spirits are surprisingly high. In places
Okay.
where sunlight struggles to reach, you generously share your wealth with the children, the elderly, and the poor in urgent need of help.
Thank you, kind
পাইমনের
soul.
কথা এলে স্কিপ করব পাইমনের কথাটা
The elderly woman's look of gratitude
আর কারে
follows
annoying
you
লাগে
as you walk away, her eyes never leaving your back until you move entirely out of sight.
আরেকটা ক্যারেক্টারে
However,
তুমি পাইবা
there's still quite a bit of Mora remaining.
স্কিপ
It appears you haven't made much progress.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up. We need to hurry up so we can address the sorcerer problem.
Should we go find that man again at the square? He seemed like a pretty responsible guy. I'm sure he knows the people here far better than us.
চললেনি
Oh, good idea.
Just as you start to make way to the square, intent on finding the man again, there's a voice.
আমার তো ইচ্ছা করতেছে পাইমনকে ধরে তারপর কাঁচার মতো
Please wait, distinguished guests.
কেন ভাই ভুলি করো না ভাই পাইমন রে
Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you and proceed to politely pay their respects.
Greetings, gentlemen. Are we being invited for afternoon tea?
Surely you jest, my lady. That would not be our place. It is His Excellency the King who requests to meet with you. Please come with us.
কিং কেডা কিং এর রোল কে করব মনে হয় ক্লরেন্ডি
Do you think this could be a trap?
Well, we have to investigate the court at some point, right? Meeting the king himself would be a fantastic opportunity to do that.
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll just turn the whole place upside down.
নাবিয়ারে জোস লাগছে রাতের টাকা
That sounds a little intense.
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards and agree to follow. They lead you all the way to the audience hall of the palace. Gilded tables line both sides of the hall. The space itself is adorned with all manner of expensive antiques, glass shelves, and silver candlesticks. The items appear quite ordinary in size and dimension, yet their presence somehow makes the emptiness of the hall feel even more surreal.
Wow, it's so luxurious.
The elderly king, clad in a magnificent robe, sits upon the deep crimson throne before you. He wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right at the very front. As you observe it, you see a complex pattern of light reflect off its surface.
Annoying hair. Chichi re koi pela.
They're here, Your Majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister. After a moment, he lowers his hands and stands back up.
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings.
The king remains still and says nothing. The minister is the one who speaks. Esteemed guests, allow me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom. Unfortunately, I've heard tell that your group, the Marechaussee Hunters, used your exceptional ability with the sword to repel the monsters near the capital. Such a great deed deserves to be rewarded. However, seeing that I was not fortunate enough to observe such a feat with my own eyes, you'll forgive me for seeking to verify the truth by speaking to you myself.
Well, we've got nothing to hide. You brought us here to talk, right? So we'll just explain what happened.
Okay. বিশ্বাস করলো নাকি ভাই আর
The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees in a single swipe. It took a lot of effort to defeat them, even for trained swordsmen like us. Well, that was enough details, right? Believe us now?
সব হুইন আর নাবিয়ার কাম
Your account does indeed match those of the survivors. Since you were the ones who defeated the monsters, that must mean you are also in possession of the treasure they stole?
Well, we did take the treasure, but
how did he know about the treasure?
Then I must ask that you return it at once. It belongs to the kingdom.
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward? Shouldn't the treasure be considered a part of that?
Yes, that was indeed what I said. But you seem to have forgotten a very important distinction.
কে ভাই এই ক্যারেক্টারটা চিনা চিনা লাগতাছে ওই যে একটা ইমেজিনারি কি যেন আইছিল না এটার মধ্যে এরকম একটা বেড়া ছিল চোখগুলো মারাত্মক মাপের নীলা ছিল
Only that which is freely given by the king can be considered a reward. Taking the rightful wealth of a kingdom without said permission, on the other hand, is a crime.
এখানে বলতে এই গেমকে বুঝিছি ভাই
But that's completely unreasonable.
Yeah, that makes no sense. If it weren't for us, the treasure would still be buried underground somewhere.
Maybe so, yet the fact remains. You tried to dispose of the treasure without reporting it to the court and without receiving
পুরা
permission.
গেমে বুঝাইছো
Yes?
চিচি তো মারাত্মক মাপের annoying. Fucking so annoying.
What? No answer? Surely you're not insinuating that you, a group.
Well, what about the king? Is he just gonna let this guy talk for him the whole time?
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains seated, with his hands resting on either side of the throne. His posture is rigid and unmoving. He stares forward with an empty look in his eyes.
From the look of things, could the Prime Minister be the evil sorcerer?
I would like to observe the number of guards stationed in the hall.
The guards in the palace appear fully armed, their expressions solemn. Sensing the tense atmosphere in the room, they stand at the ready, each with a hand placed upon the hilt of their sword, as if prepared to draw their weapons and surround you at a moment's notice.
আরে ভাই পাইমন্ডে আর কেমনে মারমা
Well,
মিসকিন
there
দিতে
goes
যা
my plan to turn the whole place upside down.
It appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of ill-intentioned. Before I decide your fate,
Can't we try to slip away? Or maybe start...
But if we try to fight the guards right now...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this.
Thanks, you guys.
ডান হয় নাকি স্টোরি এত বড় সেটা আবার রিসেট নাইস হইস না ভাই রিসেট হইস না প্লিজ প্লিজ রিসেট হইস না প্লিজ রিসেট হইস না প্লিজ রিসেট হইস না আরে রিসেট হয়ে গেছে রে
after a quick gilded tick, the elderly king he wears above him, a man dressed after a moment.
The king does not...
The king remains esteemed. I've heard. However,
Well, we've... The golem's Blake, well... Well...
How did he know...
there.
Wait, but
Only that which is.
But that's complete...
Yeah, that makes...
Maybe so. What? No answer. Clad in
স্কিপ
his
করতে হবে এখন কতগুলো ধর
I would like to...
the guards in the palace.
Well, there goes my plan.
It appears we've been. Before I decide,
Can't we try to slip away?
But if we try...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind.
Thanks.
you allow yourself. It's only when. Stay here. The guards lock.
Wait, sir.
Your voice echoes through the.
No!
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two hands, of course. I draw my weapon.
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing there. You now recall that your weapons were confiscated before the guards locked you in the cell. The bag of treasure along with them.
What about that knife I hid in my boot?
When did you hide it in there?
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action. Moreover, the guards would have conducted a thorough search before throwing you in prison.
and the keys to the cell aren't anywhere to be seen?
Correct. You don't even feel a lock hole on the cell door.
Well, there goes all our...
Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me as well. This is where the script ends.
What? But that's a terrible
Generally speaking, this should be the point where the scriptwriter gives the players some kind of hint, or gives the GM some kind of code for how to move forward.
I mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed.
That is a possibility.
Oh, before I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to resemble anything from this era. If I remember correctly, that style was last in vogue several hundred years ago.
Wait, Clorinde said that sword used to belong to her master, right? Does that mean her master has been alive that long?
পাইমন সব সময় সব জায়গায় পণ্ডিতি করে আর আমাদের বিপদে ফেলায় আছে সুযোগ মতো ছটকে পড়ে আসলে কথা ঠিক পাইমন হচ্ছে মেইন জ্বালা ভাই ট্রাভেলারের আমি যদি ভাই ভিতরে ঢুকে খেলতে পারতাম এতদিন পাইমন আমার লগে থাকতো না মনে করো পাইমন রে ভাই কি কয় এটা ইমার্জেন্সি ফুড বানায় খেলাইতাম
I doubt it. The way she went about things often made her seem childish more than anything. I'd say the sword was most likely an heirloom passed down over time.
Hang on. A precious heirloom passed down to you by your master. And you gave it to me just like that? You weren't worried I might lose it?
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, an old key, and a good amount of junk she probably just didn't want to take with her. I gave you the sword back then, because I didn't want our friendship to end.
Wait, when did this happen exactly?
After the duel. Between Mr. Callis and myself.
Before that, Clorinde would have meals with us and even stay over at the Spina some days. She was on great terms with Papa as well. After the duel, though, there was a period of time where we simply didn't know how to face each other. She entrusted this sword to me, and never came back.
History reveal ita la.
We were both sad, and conflicted, and totally overthinking everything as a result. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder if Miss Petronia had never introduced us to each other at that picnic. Maybe part of the sadness I was feeling could have been avoided.
Mere mobile bhaier bou.
Back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father, but a close friend as well.
No one can change the past. The most important thing is that you two found your way back to each other and can enjoy things like this together.
Yep, you're right.
I'm sorry, you two. I didn't mean to bring up any sad memories.
Think nothing of it.
Kilo ekta tegami. I mean letter.
Looks like the next part of our script is here.
Perfect timing. The situation.
From Clorinde's face, I really can't tell if it's good news or bad news.
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. In this lightless dungeon, you lack a reliable way to tell how much time has passed. Eventually, you get used to the unpleasant odor of straw, mold, and rust, and find yourselves alternating between fits of drowsiness and despair.
So far history kemon lagtase? Chat.
Suddenly, you hear footsteps outside the door.
Heads up, everyone. Someone's coming.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice down.
Who are you?
I work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true identity is the same as your own. I'm also a Marashose hunter.
Huh?
Shh. I've already sent away the other guards, but if we make too much noise...
I understand, but how can we be sure we...
The king has issued a formal decree. In light of the irrefutable proof of your crime, you're to be executed before tomorrow's sunrise. If you want to escape, it has to be now.
Executed?
Monsters appearing at the same location as the treasure. Could this entire thing have been a trap?
Full trap.
There will be time for speculation once we're out of here. As for my identity, I have no way to prove that to you just yet. Infiltrating the capital was difficult.
Have you seen our weapons anywhere, sir?
Don't worry, I brought them with me. They're just behind the door. His faction is too powerful. The guards are all under his control, and he's even stationed a number of golems in various rooms throughout the palace. To defeat him, you must find a secret vault. It is said that within that vault, the Marashose hunters of the past left behind a treasure with the...
You're not coming with us?
একটা জিনিস দাও লেনের ডিজাইনের মধ্যে ওই হলে গিয়া এটা কি জানি স্যান্ডসটা মেবি মারাসিস হান্টারের আর এটা মেবি সার্কেলেট
No, I'll remain in the dungeons to deal with the guards as long as my...
In that case, please stay safe.
Thank you for your concern. I will do my utmost. As for the location of the vault, here.
এটা কি পছন্দ নাকি?
Got it.
All right. Once I open the door, remember to stick close and refrain from making any noise. I'll lead you. You now have the chance to restore the honor and legacy of the Mara Shosei hunters. So please, get out there and reclaim what's ours. And be sure to exercise caution.
With the help of the guard, you successfully escape the dungeons. Your sense of despair and anxiety both seem to fade as you continue your quest.
Wait, we didn't get to use our skills at all while we were in prison. Who knows when we're gonna get the chance to use that cool summon spell?
That is a pity, but we can only continue to move forward.
Overruled. There is no escape.
Everybody stand back!
Let me weave you a burst. This is where I fall.
Something with which to commemorate this occasion.
দোকান থেকে তেলাপোকা মারার বিষ কিনে এনে খেয়ে মরার জন্য তাই তো বানাইতেছে the secret vault and search for the treasure. Secret vault কোথায়? Oh, এই যে secret vault.
This should be the place marked on the map.
This bit of rock certainly looks suspicious.
Well, I'd say an investigation's in order then.
Oh, kaboom!
Wow, you really meant that.
কি জানি কয় আর কি যোগ আমব্রেলা জানি ভুল গেছি গা
Before you lies a serene stretch of open water. Its surface.
Well, guess this means it's time for a swim.
Underwater, okay? Underwater.
Oh, what's the matter?
It's nothing. As you step into the cave, you find yourself in an eerily quiet space. Before you lies a narrow passageway that appears to trail off endlessly into the distance.
Laid bare.
Puzzle.
Wow, this must be where the treasure.
But this door is blocking our way in.
Huh. What have we got down here? A kind of mechanism.
A pattern on a stone door.
Is something wrong, Clorinde?
After a long, difficult journey, you finally arrive at the location indicated by your map. It appears to be an ancient site of some sort, where treasure likely awaits. Your surroundings are exceedingly quiet and serene, as if the secret that slumbers here has never once been disturbed. If you listen closely...
That description makes Paimon feel kinda bad for disturbing this place.
We're doing this for the sake of the people, to free them from the evil sorcerer. I say it's time for this treasure to once again see the light of day.
Yes.
Linny's right. We need to keep... The next part of the story requires us to solve the puzzle, right?
Yes. That should be fine. Something feels off about...
আরো লাগবো না এই একটা
something.
Found something here, too.
Same here.
ভাই আর কত ওকে এটা আমার ব্যাগটা ঠিক করতে ওকে খুলে গেছে সিম সিম সব লাইন ধরবো এন্ড ডান খুলে গেছে
It worked.
Something just appeared. Some kind of new mechanism, maybe?
By solving the puzzles, you prove yourselves worthy of inheriting the secrets of the past. At the end of each puzzle, you're
with
a key.
Chabi, khagi.
Oh, it must be the key to the big door.
Huh? It is said that 4 keys and... Huh? You hear a few strange noises.
Huh? What's going on?
For the sake of immersion, please close your eyes, everyone. Without the torches, the space is now completely dark.
Okay. সবাই চোখ বন্ধ
But
করেছে
Paimon can still see a little bit over here.
মাইনুর ভাই বাসায় তার ডেথ নোট পাওয়া গেছে সেখানে লাকি লেখা আছে যে তার মৃত্যুর জন্য ফিড বাইরের স্ট্রিমে পাইমনের ভয়েসে জোর করে শোনানো হয়েছে
Oh, right. Sorry.
Suddenly, you hear the sound of footsteps pierce through...
There's someone else here. Oh, this is so unsettling. I can't see anything.
I've been discovered then.
Wait, that voice, it...
You recognize the voice as belonging to the guard who led you to this place. It appears he now covets the treasure for himself.
Oh, so this is just part of the script. Well, if we can't see anything, that means we can't fight to the fullest of our abilities.
Judging by the way he's holding his sword, he must be a real marechaussee hunter. But this isn't part of the script.
Retreat! That's not the hunter way. If it's dark for us, then it's dark for him. We choose to fight.
Your choice is noted. Please keep your eyes closed until I tell you the torches have been relit. This battle will be in the dark.
You got it.
Well then, let us begin.
হে একটা বড় ফাইট করতে পারবো অবশ্যই
I'd like to try to hit him with my sword.
Your strike is successful.
Oh shit, Altira দেখো ভাই
Is he still standing? Goodness.
Altira ভাই 100
Is it over? Can we open our eyes
next
now?
রিরানে আমি মারাত্মকভাবে আরো পুলো করতেছি ঠিক আছে কোনো
The
মিস
enemy
হবে
is
না
strong.
What about now?
Final strike. Ha!
ওরে ফিন ভাইয়ের স্ট্রিমে জোরপূর্বক পায়মনের ভয়েস শোনানোই দায়ী
Well, did we get him?
Okay.
Clorinde?
Warm fire flickers across the walls once more. Your vision is now clear. In an impressive display of courage, the 4 of you successfully defeat the uninvited guest. That look in his eyes. It's like he became an entirely different person as soon as I defeated him.
Huh? Mr. Florian? Oh, wait. We're supposed to be role-playing. I should... Speak your name, guard. Why did you lead us here just to betray us? Is this treasure really more important to you than bringing peace to the kingdom?
What kingdom? What peace? Those were nothing but lies. I, Florian, am a true Marechaussee hunter, descended from hunters of ages past.
So he's also using his real name. Wait, was that the name of his character from the very beginning?
Furina bhai sei funny lagtose scene ta.
Then I'm even more confused. If you truly are a Marechaussee hunter, shouldn't you want to help us just like you said before? Shouldn't we fight together for the sake of the people?
What do you know? In this day and age, there's no glory to be had as a Marechaussee hunter.
What's that supposed to mean?
My skills were passed down to me by my father. We lived a life of obscurity in the remote wilderness. Still, he devoted everything he had to being a Marechaussee hunter. And what did he get in return? A life of poverty and pain. In a world that forgot all about him. When he died, not a single person came to mourn his passing. The Marechaussee hunters were the ones who saved this city. We're heroes. We deserved more recognition and respect than this.
Is he talking about how no one in the capital seems to remember the hunters and their legacy? I didn't expect the script to contain this level of social criticism.
So that's why you want to take the treasure for yourself?
If you already knew where the treasure was located, why didn't you just come down here and take it?
Because I still needed the final key.
Only a true Marechaussee hunter is capable of passing through this final door. As someone who sought to hurt others for his own gain, Florian lost that right long ago.
Okay, but what is this treasure anyway? We've got all the keys, right? So can we just go in and take a look?
You're sure you want to go in?
We've been talking about it for so long, of course.
And we've already defeated Florian, right? So he won't try to take it from us anymore.
Pesky brats.
Watch yourself.
Then let's open the door together.
Pesky brats.
All right. Your choice of action is confirmed.
শেষ পর্যায়ে কাটসিন আসতেছে বাহ এটা চাবি নাকি অন্য কিছু
Before you, the door to the... You hear the shrill wail of the door hinge as it rotates for the first time after years of disuse.
Oh, shit.
Almost like a sleeping giant.
It's open! Come on, let's go in! Paimon wants to see what's inside!
Ooh, me too!
ভাই সেই তো পায়মনার ভাই এই সিনটার একটা স্ক্রিনশট লাগবে ও পারফেক্ট জায়গা একটাই করছে কিরে ভাই সান তিনজনে
Uncovering hidden treasure is the most exciting part of adventuring.
A stone tablet? And some shabby weapons?
Oh shit.
You call this a treasure vault? Looks more like an abandoned warehouse.
Maybe the troop ran out of budget at the end?
They provided a super immersive experience at the beginning only to drop the ball at the most important part. They could have at least filled this place with cardboard mora or something.
Wait, I get it now. Paimon, this is the real Marechaussee hunter treasure.
Huh?
This is it? The Marechaussee hunter treasure is just a stone slab and some broken swords? I can't believe it.
Whoa, are you okay?
The Marechaussee hunter before you appears to suffer a serious mental breakdown. He needs to leave the room for a moment to collect himself. One of you seems to understand the significance of the treasure already. If the rest of you wish to follow suit, you may remain...
ও একটু চালায় লই
Ready.
শর্ট স্কিল দেখি ও ভাই শর্ট স্কিল তো খারাপ না ও চার্জে দেখতে হও গুলি করে তিনটা সামনে একটা ভি সেভে অনেকক্ষণ গুলি করে ভাই অনেকক্ষণ
So, how are you doing?
What just happened?
Do you remember how you got here? Or what happened to your body just now?
I remember now. I brought you here because I wanted to... The explosives in the cave!
You mean these?
Huh? How did you...
I could tell something was off the moment I stepped into this cave, so I kept an eye out.
So the strongest champion duelist in all of Fontaine saved the day once again. Guess I shouldn't be surprised.
I deserve some answers, don't you think?
But drama kind of or
Tell me why you wanted to lure me here. Everything you said earlier sounded like the truth.
The feelings about my father and the other Marshose hunters are real. It just wasn't fair. I don't know when it...
But if the treasure was...
I can't remember.
From your description, I suspect you...
Devorator?
Devorator.
Oh, your master... your father, I mean, never talked about it? It was a kind of monster that was active several centuries...
No, I've heard of it. I'm just not sure what... Wait, it can't be.
The seal?
My family has served as Marashose hunters for many generations. But the title and swordsmanship weren't the only things passed down over our line. There was a seal as well. My father instructed me to always watch over that seal and maintain it regularly. But I neglected that duty after he died. I finally decided to come down and check on it one day. And that's where my memories become fuzzy.
The Devorator would be a formidable adversary for any mortal being, even ones as capable as the Hunters. If you lacked the power to completely destroy it, you could easily fall prey to its influence and corruption.
I heard it has the power to amplify the obsessions and desire.
And yet, you were able to retrieve 3...
One of them belongs... I know just the only way
I won't comment...
Well, I did pour my heart and soul into it. The stories my father used to tell me about the glory of the heroic Marashose hunters and how they came to be forgotten.
It's more than just a story.
Huh?
You're proud to be a hunter. You're still holding onto that part of yourself, no matter how small.
I have done so many despicable things. I have nothing to be proud of.
Then explain the purpose of the evil sorcerer in your story. Isn't he the true antagonist? The one who sought nothing but his own gain, and used the people as pawns to attain it? In your...
But I've already tainted my sword. I no longer have any right to...
Wake up, Florian. Remember how you introduced yourself earlier. Do you really think the hunters acted out of a desire for honor and glory? Or to be loved and acknowledged by the people? What did your father teach you about our order? You do not wield your sword for yourself, but to protect those you serve.
Wake up, man, wake up.
There's not... Do you still not understand? Even after seeing the treasure for yourself? The contents of that room, they represent the true legacy the hunters left behind.
You're right. I am a Marashose hunter. It's time for me to redeem, no, to finally serve the people I vowed to protect all along.
I wouldn't be so quick to push aside the need for redemption.
I know. That's a charge I won't bother to defend myself against.
Good. Then, come with me. And help me see the script through to the end.
See the script through to the end?
Never finished it, huh?
No, I mean, I wrote the script with the sole purpose of luring you all here.
Then we'll just have to keep writing it. The evil sorcerer still needs to be defeated.
Okay.
You mean the Devorator? Are you saying I have to make up the rest of the script as we go along?
Is that really so hard? You've already written most of it. Surely you can write an ending where the hunters win and justice prevails. I'll be there to help you too.
You aren't afraid your party will fall into danger?
I know what my friends are capable of, and they're all quite skilled. Besides, I need their help.
Then, are you going to tell them the truth about all this?
I don't intend to spoil the fun. Sometimes, protecting dreams and fantasies is more important than exposing the truth. Don't you think? Loaded.
সেই মজা ভাই ক্লোরিন খেলতে খুব ফান ক্লোরিন আবার একটু গুলি করব
Ready.
সিং বারবার ড্যাশ দিতে পারবো না বারবার ড্যাশ সিং সিং সিং
Loaded.
Sing, 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 sing. ভাই রে ভাই এই ড্যাশ দিয়া তো ভাই এলাকা থেকে বেরিয়ে যাম এঠারের বন্যা হয়ে ওখানে পাইমনকে ভিক্টর হিসেবে দেখালো অনেক গেনশিন প্লেয়ার খুশি হইতো হ্যাঁ ভাই ও ভাই ক্লোরিন জোস ক্লোরিন নিতে হইব না পরের বার
They're back!
That took a while.
Ahem! My fellow Mara Shosei hunters, please forgive me, for I have sinned.
Tone it down.
Sorry. After crossing swords with you and witnessing your courage in battle, I've rediscovered my true self and regained my pride as a Mara Shosei hunter.
Oh, do I smell a redemption arc?
Redemption arc.
I confess, I was brainwashed by the evil sorcerer. He asked me to lure you here so he could bury you in this cave.
That little... Wait, you're saying all of that wasn't you, but the evil sorcerer?
That's right. He's adept at manipulating the hearts and minds of the people. To be perfectly honest, the treasure...
The names of all the Marshals?
Wait, you already know?
Of course. Don't underestimate a veteran role player's exploration skills. Oh, wait, I mean, Marashose Hunter Navia's exploration skills.
We just finished reading through the content of the stone tablet.
That tablet recorded the lives of some fascinating people. She inherited the responsibilities of the Golden Hunter and passed judgment on many people.
So, she was just like you.
Oh, you really think so?
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose I also have a few things in common with this Walter. Working as an executioner, he supposedly used a countless number of tricks to confound his enemies in battle. Oh, if only I could have seen the feats of magic he pulled off back then.
লেনের না মানে এই আরলেকিনোর না এই ফন্টেন সেরা চলে যাওয়ার কথা ছিল তো লেনিরও লগে যাওয়ার কথা ছিল ঠিক না
Their lives were all so exciting. You could write so many cool books about their accomplishments. How could they have all been forgotten?
Because they chose to be. To hunt monsters that only appear in the shadows, you must also operate in the dark. To be a Marashose hunter is to willingly give up.
Then this stone tablet must have been left behind by their companions.
That's right. Few Marashose hunters ever revealed their identity to the public. They always protected the city from the shadows. The only time they spoke of their accomplishments would be at night, when they gathered with their fellow hunters in front of the bonfire to share stories of the monsters slain by their hand.
So, this
No wonder this place was so well hidden.
আমার ভালো লাগতেছে না ভাই আর
You
কাটছি না
regard the tablet proves that their legacies...
Father, you once...
His eyes are sincere, and his words ring true. You can tell that every word he spoke just now came from the bottom of his heart.
I implore you, everyone, please give me a chance to make up for all I've done. Allow me to fight alongside you and defeat the evil sorcerer that threatens the peace and prosperity of everyone in this kingdom.
Well, I say we let you join.
sounds good to me too. Everyone makes mistakes.
I have no objections, but... Mr. Florian, do you even know how to defeat the evil sorcerer?
When he took over my mind, I gained some insight into his thoughts. Every time I thought of the treasure, he reacted with a strong sense of fear.
Huh? He's afraid of the treasure? But there's nothing here except some broken weapons in the stone tablet.
What if the secret's hidden inside these weapons? GM, permission to investigate.
দেখি কি পায় নাবিয়া
At first glance, the weapons appear absolutely ordinary.
Dual blade.
But as you observe them, you notice a faint energy emanating from within.
Dual blade.
These blades have slain countless monsters. Though it's been a long time since they were used in battle, their edges remain sharp.
So basically, take these with us, right?
I'll take this weapon,
Hooray.
since it used to belong to Est. Maybe it'll find comfort in being held by someone
Silver
who
sword.
appreciates the arts.
Furina with silver sword.
Ah, good idea. I'll take Mr. Walter's bow then. From one archer magician to another.
Paimon's gonna pick a cool weapon too!
Please, dual blade na. Dual blade te ude
As you grip your weapons, you can almost feel the will of past hunters coursing through.
Okay, cutscene astasei maybe.
Mr. Florian, do you know where to find the evil sorcerer?
Jano kothay?
I was able to see his surroundings when our minds were connected. I believe he's currently hiding out at the church in the kingdom. We must be extremely careful.
Then why don't we explore some more and try to find some higher level gear?
Oh, no, we have to strike now. He was greatly weakened when I managed to break out of his control. If we let him rest, he might have time to escape.
I
Okay,
agree with
let's
Mr.
go.
Florian. We've got to act while we have the advantage. Don't forget, the people of the capital are counting on us.
Yeah, now that we've got a plan, there's no point in waiting. The longer this drags on, the worse it will be for everybody.
Yes, that's what's called...
Talking the initiative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Alright, you've persuaded Paimon.
Mr. Florian, please, lead the...
Of course. Fop.
Follow me.
He
Ahoy!
had to set up so many scenes today, and now he has to join in for this last part.
Finally, you decide to slay the
Scarcity.
evil sorcerer and bring peace back to the kingdom once and for all. As you walk away, you feel the gaze of the stone tablet at your...
Let's be done. Now, আরো এক পার্ট বাকি নাকি? এটাই লাস্ট পার্ট। 60টা প্রিমো জ্যাম, 60টা প্রিমো জ্যাম। 60টা প্রিমো জ্যাম, 60টা প্রিমো জ্যাম।
Finally, you arrive at the church Florian described. As you approach, an ominous aura surrounds you. You get the sense that your enemy is close at hand.
How strange. This uneasy feeling seems so real.
Now, it is time for the final battle.
Let's go!
চলো, ফাইট শুরু।
Florian, wait.
What's wrong?
I think you should wait outside. You've already... I don't think it's a good idea for you to be this close.
That's exactly why I have to go. Yes. I intend to lure it into my body.
That's too risky. If things get out of hand, I might have to kill you. Do you understand how dangerous this...
I understand, but if I do this, you'll have a clear and visible target. The Devorator will have a hard time passing up a chance to enter a body it knows how to control. You won't have to worry about any of your friends being taken over. You're not like me, Miss Clorinde. You're a just and powerful Marachose hunter. The monster broke free due to my error. It's only right that I shoulder the responsibility for its destruction.
আসলে আবার ডুবো আর কি মেরা লেবো নাকি?
This is... Consider it a duel to restore my honor. My only request is that you give it your all.
I understand.
わかりました。
Then, as a champion duelist, I hereby accept your request for...
Thank you.
The battle is now upon us. Let the Devorator once again tremble under the blade of the Marachose hunters.
বাহ, অনেকদিন পর রেইনবো ফ্লাওয়ার পেলাম। নেথল্যান্ডের ক্যারেক্টারগুলো নাকি বেস্ট হবে এবং আর্কন স্টোরিও অনেক বেস্ট হবে 5 ওর প্যাচের জন্য গেনশিন তারাও দেখি আগে খেলা কমে গেল অলরেডি জোস বাইরে হয়ে গেছে জোস ক্যারেক্টার বাইরে হইতেছে আর জোস তো করবই নাহলে তো নতুন ক্যারেক্টারগুলোর মার্কেট খাওয়াইতে পারবো না 5.0 প্যাচের জন্য গেনশিন খেলতে ডিভাইস আপগ্রেড করতে হবে আমার ডিভাইস অবশ্য অনেক জায়গা আছে সমস্যা নাই লাগলে একটা করে নতুন নতুন নিমু আরে ফাক ওই জানি ওই ঘরে ঘরে ঢুকে যাও কাটসিন ও ভাই ভিজুয়াল দেখছো Oh shit.
So lifelike.
Oh, Traveler dual blade. अरे पात कार्ड की जॉन ओ भाई हफ्ते पास ओ ताऊ किसने
This foe is not invincible. You hold the treasure, the power to defeat it in your own 2 hands.
Oh, good blade use करते वो.
You mean the names? It's the Marshose hunters' names.
How are we supposed to?
You forget, Paimon? There's still one skill we saved until the very end.
Hunters fight not for fame, but to aid the people whenever they are summoned.
Walter the Marashose Hunter, master of 1,000 tricks, executioner of the Phantom Hunters. I call for aid!
Oh shit.
Est, the Marshose Hunter, inheritor of Cassiodor's will, judge of the Shadow Hunters. Answer my call!
ওরে সব মারাছে শান্তারা বলছে
Petronia, protector of justice and order, the hunter I respect the most. Thank you for saving my friend, the best one I'll ever know.
ও
Please,
আর ইয়েরে দেখাই ভাই
lend us your strength.
আর মাস্টারে মেবি দেখাইলো না দেখি ও দেখাইছে
We have come to answer your summons.
না দেখাই নাই ফাইট করতে দাও ক্লোরিন দিয়ে আবার ও ভাই আলতিছি বেটাটা বাঁচবো না নাকি
And so, the monsters were eradicated, and the sorcerer was defeated. Peace soon returned to the capital. Those in the court, manipulated by the sorcerer, also some remembered the names of the heroes who saved their kingdom. But others simply continued their lives none the wiser. Such is the story of the Marashose hunters. They pursue the phantoms in the darkness. They will always protect the city and those within it.
I am assuming we've finally reached the end of the script.
Yes, you've reached one of the better endings.
It's a pretty solid story overall. I thought it was just an ordinary adventure at first, but the further we got into it, the more impressed I became with the production and the plot. That final battle especially. All the effects were super realistic.
Oh, right. Yeah. Totally.
Ah, that's a really good point. I never expected the weapons we picked up from that vault would have that kind of effect.
Yeah, mine nearly scared the daylights out of me when it started glowing. I took a good look at it after we got out, but I don't think it ever lit up again. Oh, we should probably give these props back, right? I'll just leave mine here.
Did you have a good time?
Of course. Let me know if another script like this comes around.
Sure, no problem.
Then I'll head back for now. I think I need some time to fully digest everything that just happened. Once Mr. Florian is awake, please pass on my regards to him. He must be extremely exhausted to have passed out cold like that.
You're right. He's had a lot to deal with.
Well, see you all some other time.
Toodaloo. এই সিনটা খুব এই ওয়ার্ডটা খুব কুল লাগে আর কিউট লাগে
Okay.
কুলও লাগে কিউট
So,
লাগে
I think it should be fine, yeah.
what in the world was going on back there?
So you saw through all of that?
That time in the cave when you told us to close our eyes, it'd be weirder if we didn't notice anything.
I was dying of curiosity the entire time. I mean, you did a pretty bang-up job of pretending nothing had gone wrong. Farina actually looked like she thought all of it was planned.
Guess none of us wanted to be the one to break the illusion.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, wait. Don't tell me Paimon never... Oh, this is all my fault. It's not too late to cover your ears. Here.
Bit late for that, don't you think?
You're saying everything that happened back there wasn't...
It's probably more accurate to say this was never a real scripted story to begin with.
What?
So loud.
Hey, you! Get up right now and explain yourself!
No shaking, please!
বেডার অবস্থা টাইট কে লাগাইছে না কেউন পায়মন
Did Paimon just hear that right? You guys made up that whole last part on this. It's not nice to lie to people, but Paimon's got to admit that was a really good story, Florian. Oh, and that's...
Yeah, it was like what...
If Paimon knew something was wrong with that vault, she would have floated straight in the opposite direction.
Everything was under control.
As if you've ever described a situation as being out of control.
Guess I'm just used to it.
You must run into a lot of unexpected situations then. That explains why you're so good at coming up with things.
As for you, Florian...
I know there's no excuse for what
I would say you've already suffered more than enough. You may have been blinded by fame and fortune in the beginning. You'll be far more used...
But...
Of course, you'll still need to take the keys and pay a personal visit. As far as I'm concerned.
Thank you so much. Until we meet again, everyone.
Sayonara. Done. কথা কইতে হবে মনে হয় আবার নকলবি একটু
Speaking of Marashose hunters, what should we do about the treasure?
Leave it be.
Are you sure? We could show it to people, make it so that the hunters are remembered.
No. Every name on that tablet made the same choice. All hunters know what the path entails. I am no exception. My identity as a Marashose hunter is not something I need people to remember.
That's certainly very different from the path of a...
Wait! Paimon just remembered something. If there were no special effects involved, why did our weapons begin to glow during the battle?
That's because the Marashose hunters of ages past would often imbue their weapons with special enchantments to suppress the monsters.
Oh, so that's why they had an effect on that guy near the end. I really thought the summons were doing all the work.
Well, I'm sure the summons were a part of it too.
Oh? How so?
This particular devorator probably hailed from the same era as the hunters we saw in the room. The names you recited all belonged to the bravest hunters.
So the names held the power all along?
Navia, everything you said during your summon.
Huh? Oh, I meant what I said. I mean, it was true to my character, so yeah, I'm glad you heard it. Just don't make me repeat myself. It's embarrassing.
I really appreciated those words.
শক্তি না বের হয়ে আরে ভাই
All right. Don't get all sentimental on me. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore.
She ran off!
I should probably head back as well. This story was truly incredible. I might have to spend the whole night telling my siblings all about it. Goodbye.
Traveler, should your name and deeds be forgotten, what do you think the significance of your journey will be?
I suppose the significance would be the journey itself and the world we helped create. There's still value in the time I shared with everyone here, in the things we were able to accomplish, even if no one remembers them.
A great answer. I'll remember it.
What your answer will be, Clorinde?
Me? The Marachose hunter says nothing in response to that question. Perhaps her answer lies in her silence. An unspoken vow left to echo through the night. The path she walks needs no explanation.
Cool একটা লাইন মেরে গেল লাস্টে সাইলেন্ট নাইট ho ho Finnn দাও পাইমন জাস্ট ভালো ফেভারিট একটা আইটেম কোয়েস্ট আইটেমগুলোর মধ্যে
What could the children be up to?
Okay, anyway, অবস্থা টাইট আমার কোয়েস্ট
Let
মোস্ট
them do
কইরা
as they
ঠিক আছে
please.
থ্যাঙ্কস ফর ওয়াচিং স্ট্রিম সেটা যেমন এখন আমি বাই বাই দেখা হবো নেক্সট স্ট্রিমে অবশ্যই আমি মনে হয় কালকে ব্রেক নিতে পারি কালকে স্ট্রিম হবে না ওকে বাই ভাই বাই বাই সরকার ভাই বাই পুরা স্ট্রিম দেখলেন মিয়া এক সেকেন্ড তো স্কিপ মারে নাই ভাই রে ভাই টুরু ফ্যান টুরু তো বোরিং কোয়েস্ট দিতেছিল প্রথমে লাস্টের কোয়েস্টটা ইন্টারেস্টিং হয়েছে আপনার মতো কি মনে করেন আমার মতে ইন্টারেস্ট জাগার কথা সবার মধ্যে লাস্টে কোয়েস্ট okay bye